all automobile companies are losers. I worked for General Motors for 30 years. I own my own dealerships. I know the automobile business better than 99% of the people in the country. It's all about market share. That's the way the automobile business works. You grab as much market share as you can, hold on, because good products will come and good products will go. But the person with the most market share sells the most vehicles. What Tesla's doing is reinventing the model. And that's where the establishment is really upset. They don't want their model turned over. They don't want they don't want robots working in the assembly lines 24/7. They don't want cars driving themselves. They don't want insurance companies put out of business because everybody's got autonomous driving and we no longer have accidents. I mean, technology is coming and there's a lot of people who are afraid of it.
Those are the two, when I look at data center development and AI data servers, those are two that could be players in the near future, and their prices are reasonable. They do have a high volatility level.
Do you have access to future earnings?
I don't have it in front of me here, but
okay.
I definitely can get it. This movement out of Bitcoin mining, with a lot of these miners. There was a couple featured on 60 Minutes a couple weeks ago. They were talking about how Wyoming is addressing the energy issue in their state, and they featured one company who was a Bitcoin mining company who is basically milking energy off of the burn off on natural gas wells.
Mm-hmm.
And were one of the first, I forget the name of it, but they were talking about how they had converted their systems to, the majority now is AI data center services versus Bitcoin mining. So those are.
What was that second ticker symbol?
On Marathon, MARA.
MARA.
Yeah, I have followed them for years. I've actually spoken to one of their representatives years ago at a Bitcoin conference. I look at this as they are addressing the cooling issue, and they have a system, more so than a conversion to AI data storage or services. They could be a company. It could be, if their technology and the cooling element becomes a bigger picture. Conversational marketing.
Yes, conversational marketing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is conversational marketing? That's in 2017 when the book was written, or 19 when the book was written. He explained it as that bot that comes on and answers your question. And he explained that at his company, they basically had people agree for a certain space of the day that if you ask a question, they would be available to answer that question. And I remember that you would ask the question and then you would see a little circle spinning and it would say, so-and-so is responding to your answer, and it would keep on spinning until that answer came. But as a result of AI, we now have AI-driven conversational marketing. What is that? That is, companies are accessing large language models, and they are putting them in the position of being that bot. So they don't have to allocate a person to do that, and they don't have to pay that bot any salary or any form of vacation or fund its 401k or its healthcare plan. And this is where AI is going to come to rest in your home. Up until now, AI for me has been ChatGPT. AI as an investment has been all about building the infrastructure to eventually give me the opportunity to benefit from AI. What does that look? That's look like Nvidia. That's look like super micro computer. As these tech companies, as these semiconductor companies are building the infrastructure that will eventually provide you with access to AI. Think of it this way. They're building the highway system, the internet's highway system in the United States. But there's barriers so that you can't get on it because it's not done yet. And that's where we are on AI right now. We're building the infrastructure, and they're having some issues with the building. We recognize that Nvidia has upgraded everything from CPUs to GPUs, and GPUs operate at a magnitude of 1,000 times faster than a CPU, but it also generates a tremendous amount of heat. And when it gets overheated, it shuts down and thus has to switch to another GPU to take the load. That makes it inefficient. So their challenge right now is cooling those data centers.
And I think that's where you start to see that plateau. Then eventually it reorganizes, it becomes simpler, and new products like, I remember you used to buy external hard drive because you max out the capacity on your desktop. Well, then cloud computing came about. And so now I don't have to have a laptop with a hard drive. I can just store everything. And that's, I think, the Google book or whatever they call it, their computer, it's all cloud-based storage. So you don't have to, have a hard drive or buy an external hard drive. And you've seen this also with the, what was the other thing? Software. Remember, you used to get in line and upgrade, buy your Microsoft package, upgrade, upload, spend a day trying to figure out how to do it. Now it's all online. Microsoft 365, it just upgrades as they fix it, and once I log in, it automatically upgrades. And I think we're getting to a point now where AI is getting really heavy on people's shoulders, and they're going, I just don't understand. But something will simplify this, and that to me is where the companies who figure out how to simplify this and make it easy for the average person to do this. I mean, my wife is one example of somebody who is like, I don't need this. I don't want this. This is too much. Once somebody simplifies it to make it so much easier for her, she'll buy in. And then that'll be the next vertical move in AI development. And so I think and like I said, Kerry pointed out, chat or AI is really, to us, is only 20 months old. And so probably in my opinion, the next 12 months, we'll have a flattening of the curve. And then something will simplify all of this and we will adopt it. And all of a sudden we'll have an exponential move.